In this tutorial, we will cover the 2-7-5-7-1 chord progression. This is one of the most prevalent progressions in all of American popular music, so being able to play it fluently is essential to playing everything from jazz to Broadway. Let me play this progression for you in the key of C major, with all chords in root position. Notice the quality of each chord. 2-7 is a minor 7th chord, 5-7 is a dominant 7th chord, and 1-7 is a major 7th chord. You'll notice that the major 7th of the tonic chord, T, in this key B, is present in the tonic chord. In this progression, as in much jazz and popular music, the 7th is often considered to be a consonant tone, as it gives these styles their more open, mellow sound. So you can hear that playing each one of these chords in root position doesn't exactly give a smooth voice leading. To improve that, we're going to remove the 5th of each chord and rearrange the remaining chord tones to get a more open sound. Listen to this. Let me explain what I'm doing here. The left hand is just going to play the root of each chord. 2, 5, 1. In solfege, that's re, sol, do. In the right hand, the thumb is going to play the 7th of the 2 chord, and the ring finger will play the 3rd. That's do and fa, respectively. To get to the next chord, the bass is going to jump up to sol, while the lower voice in the right hand slides down a half step. The upper voice in the right hand will stay the same. Here we go, that's our 5-7 chord. In this key, that's G7. Next, the bass hops down to do, the middle voice stays the same, while the soprano moves down a half step. Here is our 1 chord. In this key, that's a C major 7. One thing that may help to memorize this in different keys is to remember this mantra. Thirds become sevenths. Sevenths move to thirds. Watch closely and you'll see what I mean. The first chord is D minor 7. We know that the bass is going to be on the root. Meanwhile, in the right hand, as we said, the lower voice is on the 7th of the chord, C, and the upper voice is on the 3rd, F. Now to get to the next chord, watch very carefully here. The top voice is going to stay where it is, becoming the 7th of the next chord, G7. The lower voice, which was on the 7th of the 2 chord, is going to move down a half step, becoming the 3rd of G7. Now, the lower voice is playing the 3rd, and the upper voice is playing the 7th. The 3rd has become a 7th, and the 7th has moved to a 3rd. To get to the C major 7 chord, we just need to remember that. 3rds become 7ths, 7ths move to 3rds. The bottom voice, currently on the 3rd of G7, that's B, is going to stay right where it is, becoming the 7th of C major 7. The top voice will move down a half step, moving from the 7th of G7 to the 3rd of C major 7. Meanwhile, the bass hops from sol to do, and here we are on our tonic chord. If you keep this saying in mind, you'll have no trouble learning this progression in any and all 12 keys. 3rds become 7ths, 7ths move to 3rds. Thanks for watching, and don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions.